Grade 12 GSLS. Again, as you can see in the assignment, we have two recordings. The first one which talks about the debatable issues, whereas the second one which talks about the argumentative writing. And in fact, they are very much related to each other, because whenever we say argumentative essay, we have to think of debatable or critical issues. The content of this recording is going to be divided into the parts of an argumentative essay, different types of argumentative essay, explaining a prompt for an argumentative writing. First of all, let me tell you what do we mean by an argumentative essay. An argumentative essay is a type of essay that presents arguments about both sides of an issue. That means with or against. So you have the with point of view and the opposing point of view, or the argument and the counter argument. It could be that both sides are presented equally balanced, or it could be that one side is presented more forcibly than the other. What are the 5 parts of an argumentative essay? Any argumentative essay should be divided into introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and conclusion. The 5 parts include a strong introductory paragraph with a clear thesis statement, of course, 3 body paragraphs in which you include the argument, your point of view, the opposing point of view, and the refutation, in which you go back to your argument again, because you have to leave the reader with the impression of what you believe in. And as we said, any argumentative writing, it should convince the reader. Students should also use transitional words or phrases to guide readers through their arguments. Introduction. The argumentative writing, we have 3 methods for argumentative writing. The introduction and the conclusion, they are the same for the 3 methods. What's the difference is in the body paragraphs. The introduction, it should include general statement, which shows the general ideas or the hook, lead-in sentence, which includes the 2 points of view, and the thesis statement, which should be clear, showing your opinion using transitions that show contrast, such as however, although, though, and even though. So as we said, the introduction and the conclusion are the same. The difference is in the body. Method 1, it's point by point. Each argument is supported by the counter argument. That means you put the argument in the first body paragraph with the counter argument, and then another argument with the counter argument, and then another argument with the counter argument. This is what we call point by point. Method 2, which is the best method, I advise you to use method 2 in argumentative writing. We have 3 body paragraphs, the argument in the first body paragraph, the counter argument in the second body paragraph, or the opposing point of view, and the refutation in the third body paragraph, in which you go back to your argument again to be sure that the reader has the impression or believes or is convinced of your opinion. The third method, which is I'm talking about the body paragraphs, as we said, the argument with the evidence in the first body paragraph, and then in one body paragraph we have the counter argument and the refutation. But third method, it's barely used because it includes only 2 body paragraphs when we actually ask for 3 body paragraphs. So that's why don't use the third method of argumentative writing. The conclusion, which is the same for the 3 methods, we have result and restatement of the main ideas in different words. These 2 graphs, they show actually the parts of the argumentative writing. Here, the 2 graphs, they are the same for the method number 1. The first graph, which shows the introduction, includes the thesis, then supporting paragraph 1, which is the argument, counter argument, and then supporting paragraph 2, which is the refutation. Here, this graph, it's more detailed and it contains more information. The introduction, this one in green, it includes the hook, the background, and the thesis. The second body paragraph in purple, which includes the argument with enough evidence. So you have to be sure that whenever you want to write an argument, you have to support it with enough evidence. Here, it's the second body paragraph, which is the opposing point of view. And finally, in red, we have the third body paragraph, which includes the refutation, or when you go back to your opinion again. So this is the third body paragraph, and finally the conclusion. So these 2 graphs, they present method 2, which is argument, counter-argument, and refutation. This graph actually shows method 1, which is point by point. Each study paragraph contains one argument supported by evidence, and then directly the counter argument. So argument, support, argument, support, argument, support. And in each argument, we have included the counter argument included. Okay, so this is method 1. Method 3, as I said, it's barely used, and that's why I didn't explain it so much, because I don't want you even to use method 3. So please use either method 1 or method 2, and I advise you of method 2. Here is the prompt in which you're going to write about. Some people believe that coronavirus is a biological virus made by man threatening people's life, while some others believe that it is a natural threat by nature showing man's weakness. Which point of view do you support? So do you believe that coronavirus is a natural threat, or it is a biological menace made by a certain country? Which point of view do you support? Write an argument, the counter argument, and then the refutation. Argue for or against, and support your argument with enough evidence. Well, thank you.